Travis on the beat.
Okay, let's get into it. So right here, I start my jungle item. I get onto the map to grab my jungle entrance. When I think about win condition in this game, I'm thinking about we have a Malphite versus Mordekaiser, or rather Mordekaiser versus a Malphite. I think Mordekaiser should win the lane. It's a sort of stonewall lane for the Malphite. He doesn't have to lose. Mid lane, more of a skill matchup. Could be a volatile lane, Akali versus Diana. And I'm thinking my win condition in this game is bot lane. So this game I want to pad bot lane. I want to start top and pad down to bot and try to get them ahead. This game I'm playing Volibear versus Jarvan.
Minions have spawned.
So right here I'm going to start Raptors. The reason why I start Raptors instead of red here is so that at 4 minutes I could get my Raptor camp as opposed to waiting till 4:20 if I start red. Because if I start red, my Krug's camp would be sort of delayed in a sense, right? It would spawn much later than if I started a minor camp. So I start Raptors here with the intention that when I finish my full clear and score the Krug, I could potentially run to Raptors, do Krugs, and get a better reset off. Now there are some benefits and downsides to this. The benefit is that you would have your Raptor camp respawn quicker, so you could farm it before you base. The downside to this is that if the enemy knew that you started your Raptor camp and you wasted time for any reason, you could potentially lose your Raptor camp. I skip blue here and path to Grump for better camp sequencing on my second rotation. I'm not going to critique my jungle clear that much, but it could be a lot better. Right here I look a couple times, I look to see if the Jarvan had, what buffs the Jarvan had, to try and be able to make an educated guess to what camps he did. Right here, I should be parting straight back to my Raptor camp as opposed to looking. I could look for the mid gank, but I have to part to my Raptor camp. Here, looking for his camps here is bad because one, I don't know that if he started Raptors or not, and two, there's a high potential that he started red, went to Krugs, and then to Raptors. So, knowing that, there's no way that his Krugs or Raptors would be up there. Right here, I pan my camera to Akali because J4 cut his clear short to gank top lane, And then he went back to his clear and Scott a crab. So, knowing that, I knew that he was still topside. So that's why instead of basing, I ran all the way to my raptor camp to try and defend it so that he doesn't get it if he went to war to look for it or anything like that. And I paused there to safeguard my Akali. Right here, I should just reset. But then I see the J4 in bot side. So I knew that while I made a mistake with his bot side camps, I knew that his wolves at the very least would be respawned here. So I punish him for it. Now, there's a downside to this, right? The downside is that I could lose my bot side here. So it's a bit of a tricky situation, and I actually think that I should lose my bot side here, but I don't know what J4 is doing. But then again, potentially they didn't have vision of me, so there's that. But I'm very worried that I'm losing my bot side here, so I E over the wall, and I saw my wolves. I'm like, okay, he isn't on my wolves. Alright, high chance that my grump is there, but at least he isn't on my wolves, so I get my wolves here, and then I part of my grump. From here, I'm expecting J4 to be topside or parting top, but I know I took his wolf camp, so that's why I'm pinging the Mordekaiser, pinging danger on grubs to show that, okay, look, this is where he is. I know his red buff is respawning right now, so I go to take his red. And I sort of found that he was topside too quick, so I checked his Krugs as well. Something that I could have done when walking in for the invade, or the counter jungle rather, is walk a little bit closer to his raptors to see if they were there. Now he pays for his insolence and poor jungle parting. I don't bother to chase here because I don't know where the enemy mid laner is, and the enemy bot lane can rotate on me. From here, I go for the dragon because J4 is completely pushed out. He's chunked, he shouldn't be able to contest this dragon. I have my mid laner and my bot lane is coming off reset. So this is why I feel comfortable doing this dragon here. What is the J4 going to do now? He's potentially going to look for his wolves and his blue buff. No more the Kaiser being the menace that he is. He goes and takes his blue buff. So now J4 is completely homeless. So right here, I go topside to protect my topside camps, but I also want to look for the grubs because I know J4 should be topside as well. I have the prior with the Mordekaiser. I have the prior with the Akali. More or less with the Akali. But I felt comfortable going for it there. I also know that I'm higher level than the J4. I have my ultimate, so I'm feeling pretty confident. Right there he has level 6, so it's a little bit more sketchy, but I have my Akali moving, so it's fine. Right there, that could have been a little bit of a tricky situation, but Diana just burned ultimate, and I mean, the Malphite could have rotated, so it could have been a little bit spooky. But the Malphite's wave was pushing in. I don't know. I could have just pulled off after the second grub. But at the same time, the J4 wasn't there actively contesting me. And his team wasn't moving on me. So I stayed on it until I was told otherwise. Or indicated that I should get off of it. Right here I go for his Grump. Right. But he's here. So I give it. Which is fine. That's fine. Right here I don't go for my topside camps immediately because I'm sitting on a lot of gold. So I base, get my components and get a continue map. I go for my topside camps here because I still won't be part in bot lane. I didn't expect the Tamkin to be topside here. It's kinda bad for him to be here on this rotation. Because the wave is pushing into him, into his bot lane. He shouldn't be topside there trying to kill the Mordekaiser. I don't know why he's topside. If it was a stronger bot lane, let's say engage support, potentially, they could dive his bot lane, but that doesn't happen. And instead my bot lane dies the J4 and the Corki in the J4 ultimate, which is, I suppose it's kinda fine. Not really, they should kinda be respecting it, I think. I go for the mid wave here just because I want to fix it for the Akali because she roam bot lane. So I take the mid wave and I shove it up so that the Diana will lose something by making the rotation bot side. So now she's forced to immediately come back mid or she's gonna lose a lot mid. And she does. So right here I go back for my Raptor camp. Just good sequencing. I feel like I'm so close to the Raptor camp already, it doesn't make sense to skip it. So I go for the Raptors, Wolves, and I just part down. Right here, I think the J4 could be bot side, so I'm looking. Go for my Grump. No action persists, so I continue farming. Right now J4 just completely dizzy, he just lost. So right here I'm looking to go aggressive. I think his bot side camps could be up. So I go looking for it, it isn't up. I don't see him. So I've done my full clear, I have no camps up. He died on his low on Volibear. I pick my Akali to push the wave and we dive off. Now I can't misplay on this dive here. It's a bit of miscoordination. Right here I could have flash ulted probably. I almost got my Akali killed off for that. And I flash out to the tower range. Yeah, this was a really bad play on my part. But the Mordekaiser is here to clean up. I just go to check to see if his Grump is there. It is. So we snuck a Grump. And his blue buff is up. I know the time of it because Mordekaiser took it last time. So we get a blue buff as well. Free blue buff. Right here I am content to give him the dragon for the rift. Because I get his topside camps. And the rift versus him just getting dragon. So I value that higher than going to stop him from doing dragon. Also my bot lane isn't in lane, so I don't feel confident fighting that 4v2. I don't want to drive my Akali into that. So the short play here, just go for the rift and break open the map potentially. Right here, I give my Mordekaiser the Rift because I think he's doing well this game. If he wasn't doing so well, or wasn't performing in a acceptable manner, so that's to say you could be doing poorly in the game, but generally your decision making is good. But if he's doing poorly and his decision making isn't good, I will take that Rift there and I will try to use it better myself in a position that, or I'll take it to be able to better control it as opposed to wasting it on Mordekaiser. So yes, I just continue sequencing my camps here. You see J4, dripping his ward. What do I do here? Now it's closer to mid game. I know my Mordekaiser is in danger. I'm going to hop in to cover him. See my Akali fighting. I go to help her disengage. Right here, I gather from the champion's queue that could potentially be coming. And then I go top. Right here, I leash the wave for the Mordekaiser. 1, so that our wave will hit the enemy tower. 2, that he will have a easier time farming the wave and he could reset quicker. I take the tower and I base. As a jungler, you don't want to base in vision. As much as possible, you want to base in fog of war. So I go to fog of war in the bush. I don't know if it's clear, but chances are it is. And I base. By the time when I go back onto the map. Right here I'm looking to go bot side. Right, I'm very strong. I'm looking for a fight essentially. I'm not gonna neglect my farming and sequencing, but at this point in the game, farming matters a little bit less. So I see my Akali being engaged down here and engaging the enemy. So I go to back up. I build my ultimate here for the Diana. I can't say if it was good. I think she would have been dead anyway. But I go for it. Just to make sure that it was sure. Right here, I just wrap around, make sure that his tower is taken. And then I just go for his top side camps. At this point in the game, especially when you're ahead of the enemy jungler, you want to be taking his camps over your camps as much as possible. Because you don't want him to be farming, right? You don't want him to get back into the game. So how are you going to do that? You're going to deny him his camps and your camps. So you're going to take his camps, so you deny him that way. And because you're strong, and because your team is strong, and because of smart decision making and smart pattern, you deny him your camps. Because he can't walk into your jungle without taking great risk. Right here I go for the Malphite. He ults out, it's whatever. Fine. Right there he takes tower aggro because he has Bammies. I just push out the wave. My Mordekaiser and Akali are doing God's work mid lane. I'm just applying pressure top lane, get the wave shoved in, and reset the wave, that is. I eat the bush there, because where would he be? In the bush, trying to cheese me with a pebble. I see the Mordekaiser still pushing mid wave, so I continue applying pressure here, as opposed to basing and going for dragon. In hindsight, this is just a waste of time. I should base and just hit the dragon, but I waste time here. So now I go for his blue buff with the Mordekaiser. Can safeguard the Mordekaiser here in case anybody comes looking. And now, because I didn't base, I have no time to base, so I have to run immediately to dragon. I can't reset here. Get one little raptor. Cute. Yeah, just take Skull Crab into Dragon here. Easy peasy. You drag it out. That's nice. Right here, I make a blunder. So I eat the bush to check for vision. I eat the bush for vision. Right here, our team is so disjointed. I have no business starting Dragon here. And Mordekaiser isn't even with us as yet. This is just a bad fight by me. I shouldn't have engaged here. So now my Miss Fortune engages as well with my Akali. Or because I engaged there. I shouldn't do that. We should all just wait for the Mordekaiser. Let the Miss Fortune get into a favorable position. And then we engage from there. We lose this dragon because, well, no jungler and J4 could hop over the wall, smite it. But he dies for it, so it isn't the end of the world, it's just not optimal. Especially that we die and just throw shutdowns there. But it's so far ahead that it isn't that punishing. Now they're just chasing. J4 burns ultimate for the Akali. Waste of it, in my opinion. Because it takes care of that situation. And right here, I chase down the Tamkench. Get him off of my Sona. I know he just flashed, so I feel very comfortable. He flashed and W, so I feel comfortable just flashing on him here. Right here, I want to go for Baron. The Miss Fortune is caught, so that's a no-go. So what do I do instead? I shove up mid-wave, and I look for his upside comes. I was going to go straight for his upside comes, but then the mid-wave is meeting, and I want to get a wave reset as much as possible. So I clear the mid-wave here. Diana can't do anything to me at this point in the game. She's too weak. I'm too strong. So I go for his upside comes here. Unfortunately, he's here. Good for him. Right, I don't really get to continue this. His team has respawned and they're very close behind him. And unfortunately, he gets his wolves and he gets his grump. So right here, I just want to play this really slow. Really slow. The Akali goes in and she dies. Unfortunate. But I want to play this really slow here. This is a tad bit risky going for this ward here, but I'm just dancing with them. I see that they aren't in position. They kind of are there. They could have engaged on me, but my team is pressuring. The Miss Fortune in the background with the ultimate is a bit of a sticky situation for them. They don't want to full send it with the J4 and the Tamkench on me. And the Miss Fortune is right there looking to pepper them. So right here, I'm trying to play this really slow. I'm not fully sending it or anything like that. I just want to play this really slow. I don't want to be engaged on by the Malphite or the Tamkench. But right here, the Malphite engages and his team isn't ready to follow up. So the Mordekaiser breaks the team apart with his ultimate. I stop the Malphite from going on my carries. So I peel for them to get him off of them and just make space so that they could do it. And yeah, we just end the game here. It was a bit of a shaky game on the start because I played one first game before this and hopped into rank. So I'm a bit cold in that sense. But it works out. I play decently overall. I punish the J4's mistakes by not being where he was supposed to be. And I won the game. GG.